man. This shit was fire, man. I like. Did you know what the interesting thing about this, right? When I first heard it, of course, you got two prominent producers rapping on this, right? I mean, you got Swizz doing the hook, and then you got Kanye, right? Now, naturally, when I hear a producer rapping on the beat, I'm just gonna assume that they produced it. So for a good while, I thought Swizz Beats produced this song, even though it doesn't sound like a Swizz Beats song. I thought it wasn't. So before we go into like the story behind the song, was that ever a concern for you when this song came out? That people might.
Man, I was getting so fucking heated when everybody else was getting credited but me. I was like, what the fuck? I remember vividly me going on because on Wikipedia you could go in and change the credits. So I remember when the track listing came out, I went in there and I put my name next to it. They kept taking my name out and putting produced by Swizz Beats,
Oh
Kanye, and
shit!
Ryan Leslie. Like they kept taking my name off, yo. I was getting so mad. I ain't gonna never forget that shit. But once the song came out and the credits was there, then they left it, and I'm like, I had dumbasses should have left it alone.
And then
Yeah.
like I remember distinctively the flatline sound. And now, of
Mm-hmm.
course, then I didn't know who Cardiak Flatline was then, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I remember hearing that sound, but I never attached it to that's a producer. I just thought it was there. So
Yeah.
so of course, as you hear more in your catalog, you start putting it together. Okay, there must be some sort of commonality between this. Who produces? Oh, it's Cardiac Flat. Like, all right, boom. But your
Mm-hmm.
tag is a sort of tag where you're not saying your name or anything. So, like
Mm-hmm.
you said, even though your tag was there, people thought it was Kanye that produced it and Swizz Beats that produced it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, did you ever think to yourself, maybe I should rethink this tag thing?
Nah, I always knew my tag would work. It just so happened. All right, so I'm not going to get into the whole story, but for that album, for that Lloyd Banks album, I think I had maybe 3 or 4 records on there, and all of the records had the flatline on there. Like I don't want to say I did majority of it. And I ain't do majority of that. I only did like 4 joints. I forget how many songs is on the album, but the way my records were set up on the album, they were like back to back. Like I did Take Them to War, and then I did Unexplainable. Those songs was back to back. They both had flatlines in it. So I believe somebody at G Unit, I don't know if it was 50 or if it was one of the A&Rs, but they was like, yo, we can't have a flatline back to back on a song. And I don't know, it was some shit. It's either the flatline or my string stabs or something like that. It was like, yo, this it's back to back. We can't have it. I don't know. They came up with some excuse. We can't have it like that. So they ended up taking my tags out. I'm not. I think my tag is on Unexplainable. I'm not sure, but I know with the started up, they knew it was a big record. So, um, my homeboy Tony G, shout out to Tony G. He fought for my tag to be on the song. He was like, he got them to put it in. I think the my tag was on Fab verse. Like it should have been in the intro. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? But they
yeah,
got
because
it to put
normally,
it.
yeah,
They put
yeah,
it
yeah.
in Fab verse. I'm like, I don't know why they did it like that, but I mean, I was grateful. So I was just like, I don't care, whatever.
Yeah, that's a good
Looking
point because
back
when
at
it's
it
a
now, I
between,
should have fought for it more to be in the intro, but like I said, it's all a learning experience.
see, I'm glad you mentioned that, and I'm glad I mentioned that because yeah, I remember hearing it randomly through like you said, Fab's verse. So I didn't even think it was a tag. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, let's go back a bit. Talk us how the song came about. Like, this is your
Okay.
first, this is your biggest, not your biggest, but this was the first biggest one. Like,
Yeah, so shout out to G Unit, shout out to my guy Tony G Banks. Um so basically, remember how I was saying with the Ustream was popping back then. So my guy Tony G, he was an A&R at G Unit, and what he would do was he would get on Ustream and review people's beats or whatever. So he and also shout out to my manager now, Money Making Matt. I actually had a meeting with Bad Boy, and he sat in on the meeting, and he the one who told me, like, yo, your beats ain't working, ain't gonna work for Bad Boy, dog. You need to go find G Unit. Whoever's at G Unit, go find them and play your beats for them because your beats will fit perfect over there. So
interesting.
I looked up Tony G. Tony G was on Ustream playing beats. He came across my beats. and liked my shit. So he said, "Yo, keep sending me beats." Banks working on an album. A few other guys at G Unit is working as well. So just keep flooding me, and I'll try to, make some shit happen for you. So I believe Take 'Em to War was my first placement with Banks, and then followed by Unexplainable, right? So then I think it was like towards the end of the album, and it was like, "Yo, you got any more beats?" And then I was running out of beats, and then I happened to just send the started up beat like super late. And the reason why I sent it late is because, like I said, I used to rap back then, and I had did a song to it myself. But I'm like, I'm not no fucking real rapper, dog. What the fuck am I holding on to this beat for? So I sent it, and then Tony G hit me back. It was like, "Yo, what the fuck? Why didn't you send this beat first? This beat is crazy. I'm about to play this shit for Banks right now." And then I want to say I don't remember the exact time, but maybe I would say maybe like a few weeks later, he's like, "Yo, Banks and Fab doing a song to that beat you sent." And I was like, "Cool, dope." And then maybe a few weeks later after that, they said, "Yo, 50 Cent got on it. He doing a hook, he did a hook to it." And I was like, "Word, okay."
Oh, word.
And then maybe a few weeks later after that, I got a call like, "Yo, this song about to change your life, dog. We got Swiss Beats, Kanye, Ryan Leslie, Fad." I was like, "Oh shit!" Like that shit was crazy. So that's pretty much. And then I happened to, did I come up and hear the final version? I don't think I went to New York to hear the final version. I think I heard it on the radio when they debuted it on the radio. That's when I heard it.
Okay, so you said 50 Cent did a hook to it, but of course, Swiss
Mm-hmm.
ended up doing
Yeah,
the hook.
so like when you're working on when you're working on songs, you got different versions of the same song.
Right.
So Banks and Fab verses was the same. Matter of fact, I heard the two versions early on because I was invited to the studio. They was like, "Yo, come up to the studio so you can hear all the songs you did." Because like I said, I had like 3 or 4 songs on the album, and this was like my first, not my first placement, but like my first album where I got multiple joints on there. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I went up there, and the first version that started up, I heard only had Banks and Fab, and Banks was doing a hook at first, and then I think I maybe came up to New York a few weeks later, and then 50 Cent did a whole nother hook to it. So then after that, then that's when I got a phone call, and they told me like, "Yo, this record is gonna be big," or named all the artists that was on there, and then they played it for me over the phone. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, "Oh, okay, that's what's up." And then I heard the full version of what we hear now on the radio.
No, it's a fire song, man. Like I said, I remember it. Like I first came across it 2011, and I was like, "Oh, you got Fab, you got Kanye, you got Swizz." I'm surprised
Mhm.
there was no video for this song, man, because you got a lot of heavy hitters.
I wish there was a video for it.
It was a
I think at the time it was like some clearance issues or something like that. I think I could be wrong, but I think it was like a clearance issue because I want to say around that time, I think around that time, who dropped it with Banks? I think Nicki Minaj came out. Her first album came out that month, and Kanye, Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy came out that month. Those 3 albums came out. I think the same day. I think it came out. So I think I could be wrong, but I think they didn't. Def Jam didn't clear Kanye for a video or something like that. I think I could be wrong, but I think.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Now, of course, this song doesn't use a sample. The first song we played used a sample. So talk us through like I always ask producers this because it always I don't create music. I don't know what it takes to create a melody, right? I could try, but it probably wouldn't be that good, right? What
Mhm.
is your with this song specifically? What was your? How did you come up with that melody? You know?
To be honest, I was just trying shit, bro. I was just
Oh,
trying shit. I was just trying shit. I wasn't trying to like sound like nobody. I wasn't trying to do what I heard on the radio at the time. I don't know. Like I said, I used to rap, so I was just making a beat for me. Just trying shit. I don't have no secret sauce behind it. I don't have nothing. It was just I was just going. When you get in the zone, you just trying different things. So that beat is probably, I want to say, early on one of my most creative beats, maybe at the time. You know what I'm saying? So I was just trying shit.
I've noticed there's something that you've done on quite a few of your songs that you've produced, right? Where you have to excuse me when it comes to describing music. I'm not that good at using the right terminology, but let me have a go. At the beginning of the song, you hear you don't. There's no percussion, but there'll be like a I want to say a snare or kick,
Okay.
and then the beat drops. Do you get what I'm
Oh,
saying? Yeah,
yeah. Like
yeah,
early on, that's how I used to do it. Yeah.
yeah. I've noticed you've done that for quite a few of your songs, and it's pretty dope. Like it builds it up. Um, okay, yeah. I see. Emmanuel, you put your hand up. You want to say something, bro?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's up, Cardiak? When you had this start them up, I think I was because there's a VST called Nexus. It reminds me of the Nexus sound. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
That's what it
Um,
sounds like.
shit. What was it? Wasn't Nexus. I believe RFX or whatever they're called. I forget the name of the company. I believe they had another program called Vanguard. Vanguard was what I used on that.
Okay,
Okay.
because you that was the reason why I got Nexus because of you. You had
Yeah.
used Hollywood. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
There's the
Yeah. I remember. Those was
Hollywood
like
stuff,
I used
man.
Nexus. Yeah, I used Nexus on like a lot of other stuff like later on, but early on I was using like Vanguard and was it Hypersonic? I remember Hypersonic back
Okay.
then. Um a few other old plugins that are like fucking extinct today. So
Okay. Shit. What was I gonna say, man? My mind's gone blank. I think someone else wanted to ask a question. Or not? Or not? Okay. All right. I'll just go ahead with mine. All right. So this was like your first like major hit, I would say, right? Was it, that would be fair to say, right? Okay. So then,
yeah.
how did it change your life at this point?
Um a lot of like a lot of people was like a lot of artists and a lot of A&Rs and stuff was checking for me at the time. You know, it's like the floodgates opened. Everybody wanted beats. Um shit, everybody wanted beats like started up. Uh
Mm.
you know, and I mean, I took advantage of it. I just was like, okay, let's run it, let's get it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I would use every placement I was able to get as a stepping stone to get to like other shit. You know what I mean? And why not use Started Up featuring Kanye West and Swiss Beats and all the other big names on there? Like, why not use that to get other shit going? You know what I mean?
And then lastly, like you said before, used to rap. Now Swiss Beats, Kanye, they produce and they rap. Why did you give up the rap thing? What happened?
Nah, dog, my beats is way better than the rapping, my boy. Not even going cat.
Are we ever gonna hear a rap from you anytime soon?
Hell no. Only,
Yo, give us the exclusive, bro.
but what I
Give us
will
eight
say,
bars, 8 bars.
nah, but what I will say, you know, me rapping earlier on, it does help with the creative process in the studio. You know what I'm saying? I think it's fair to say that a lot of producers do have certain visions for their tracks or whatever. So for me, um I will come up with like or help come up with like different cadences or you know a few lines here and there, whatever, like you know what I'm saying, whatever I can do to help with the session to help create the song. You know what I mean? That's what a producer does. You know what I mean? So that's where my rapping comes in. You know what I mean?
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. All right. We're gonna move on to the next song, guys. Next song. This one, yeah, this one's a sample, by the way. So remember the rules. As soon as you know the name of the song that use the sample in question, just come off your mic, say your name. I'll stop the song. So acknowledge the fact you said your name, say the name of the artist, say the name of the song. If you get the answer right, you hear a sound like this. You get the answer wrong, you hear this. That is one of the most disrespectful sounds on my soundboard. So you don't want to hear that. All right, let's do this. Let's do this.